Hey guys, what is up? Megan here, and welcome back for another full moon ritual guide. Today we're going to talk about the full moon in February 2022 that lands in the sun season of Aquarius. Before we get started, please subscribe and like if you're into this sort of thing. I post new and full moon ritual guides every 2 weeks or so. This month's full moon is going to be on Wednesday, February 16th at about 11:57 a.m. Eastern Time. This moon is going to be occurring in the sign of Leo, which is in opposition to the sun sign of Aquarius. Leo is a fixed fire sign, which is represented by the lion. I actually really enjoy Leo energy. I'm personally a Leo moon. Let me know in the comments below if you have Leo anywhere in your big three. So Leo energy is the epitome of the royal, regal lion. They tend to be very prideful and no pun intended, right? Pride of lions. They tend to be the rulers of the savannah, the leaders. And they might have the tendency to avoid being vulnerable or sort of align too much with the ego. One thing I've noticed about Leos is they tend to have a lot of ego and they might let that ego rule them a little bit. So Leo rules the fifth house of romance, love, self-expression, and creativity. So this full moon is a good time to look and see what's in your fifth house and see how you're aligning with the energy of that sign. So for example, I have Aries in my fifth house, and it tends to mean I can be pretty assertive when it comes to my love life and partnerships. When you have a fire sign in a house that's ruled by a fire sign, it's important to make sure that you're not too just, right? You don't want to be too aggressive and domineering. You want to make sure others feel heard, and you don't want to feel like you're just dominating everything. So some colors to align with the energy of Leo are yellows, oranges, reds, and I even see a little bit of royal purple. And you can incorporate that into any crystals you use or any maybe outfits you wear. For Glamour Magic for Leo, I recommend doing a bold look and making yourself look like really snatched. Leos are the models and actors and showmen, so in order to channel that Leo energy, do a look this full moon. Leo is ruled by the sun, which makes a lot of sense because the sun is sort of the ruler of the solar system. It shines very brightly. Leos love to shine and be the center of attention. So in general, new moons are when you want to bring things into your life, whereas full moons are more of a release. So full moons are really a great time to work on any shadows that are associated with either the sun sign or whatever sign the moon is in. So some of the shadow sides of Leo are seeking attention in all the wrong ways, or maybe being a little bit too overdramatic. Leos can also have an issue with being vulnerable. They really don't want to show that their pride's been hurt. They might lash out when they feel vulnerable. And some of the shadow sides of Aquarius, which is the sun sign, is they can be a little bit too judgmental. They might really have a distrust of authority just because Aquariuses tend to kind of have sort of out there ideas and philosophies. They might have the tendency to be detached from their emotions as well. Full moons are really a great time to look inward and just check to see if you're aligning with any of those lower vibrations. This work maybe isn't the easiest to do, but I encourage you to be honest with yourself because you can't work on these things unless you are aware of them and you notice them. It's very easy to go through your life and just not check yourself because you don't pay attention to what your weaknesses are. I encourage you to use the energy of every full moon to slowly evolve yourself into the person you'd like to be. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So some crystals that you can incorporate into your full moon ritual or even wear on your person. Some of these for Leo are carnelian, tiger's eye, citrine, and sunstone. And some crystals that you can use to balance those that are more aligned with Aquarius are K2, aquamarine, peacock ore, and goldstone. So here's some rituals I recommend doing this full moon. The first one I recommend is this is a great full moon to make any moon water. Moon water is pretty self-explanatory, right? You're putting water out under the full moon. I would preferably make all moon water in glass containers just because I'm not really aligned with the energetic field of plastic. And why this is such a great full moon to make moon water is because the energy of Leo is a very confident energy. The full moon is the brightest point of the energetic cycle. So if you have issues with anxiety or not being confident, that a lot of us do have, this is the perfect time to make that moon water and then use it in whatever rituals. Maybe put it in your moon bath, maybe add it to your tea. But if you need that confident energy, this is a great time to do that. If you're interested in like a fuller deep dive in moon water, let me know in the comments below. Also, another thing you can do under this Leo full moon is to do something that you did as a child that maybe you stopped doing because someone said it was cringe or dumb, or you're not gonna make any money doing that. This full moon, I invite you to release your ego and do something that your inner child calls for. So whether that's painting or dancing or acting, do something like that that brings you or used to bring you a lot of joy that maybe you've put down because of the expectations of other people. My meditation for this full moon, I recommend doing a heart-focused mirror meditation. That's right, and mirror meditations can be kind of emotionally draining, so prepare yourself for this. If you're not used to doing them, maybe only do 5 minutes instead of 10. But basically what you do for a mirror meditation is just like you do a regular meditation, except in front of a mirror. So stand or either sit in front of a mirror. Try to keep eye contact with yourself the whole time. When you start the meditation, spend about a minute or so just focusing on your breath and getting into your body. And then for this meditation, focus on your heart. Feel your heart space and breathe into it, and then just see what comes up. Are there any feelings that comes up? Are there any repeating thought patterns? Like, is there any train of thought that's really distracting you? Just let whatever bubble up, and just take note of it. Okay, you can go do a deeper dive into it later. Sit or stand there, look at yourself, and just keep breathing into that heart space. Picture a white light just going into that heart space with every breath. This might be a little challenging. You might cry. It is hard to really look at yourself sometimes. So I recommend doing that for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes before you go into the journaling and tarot. Like I said, full moons are all about bringing in the shadowy deep to the surface. So things might come up that are uncomfortable, but I urge you to just do your best to process them and work through them. And Rome wasn't built in a day, so you obviously don't have to work on all of your flaws every full moon, but it's really good to know. Leo rules the heart chakra, and when you think of heart chakra, you often think about your chest, but we've got to remember that you can enter your heart through both the front and back of your body. So these yoga poses this month are going to be for both the chest as well as the upper back. So some good yoga poses and sequences for this Leo full moon are any sun salutation. So that's Surya Namaskars, both A and B are really great sequences. Another great pose is locust pose, as well as camel pose. So some journaling questions for this month are: what definitions of your ego are you attached to? What 3 things have you not accepted about yourself? What are some ways your ego makes you feel unworthy? How can you release the ego and let go of all the things you should do? What helps you embrace vulnerability? Where are you restricting yourself because of others? How does it feel to live through your heart? And some tarot questions are: what energy will help me let go of what blocks my heart? What energy will help me listen to and align with my heart? And what energy will lead me to my higher self? This Leo full moon, I invite you to look at what areas of your life that either your own ego or maybe the fear of judgment from others are limiting you. Now is a great time to take back your confidence and become a leader and maybe show off a little. When Leo energy is aligned, it's confident, Leos know what they're doing, and they don't really take shit. So this full moon is going to be a great one for any of my anxious listeners. I really hope that you take your time and work through some areas that are maybe causing your confidence to lack. Sometimes we can be our own worst critics and can run through life ruled by limiting beliefs that might not serve us anymore. They might have been put in place at some point to protect us. This Leo energy says, we don't need this protection. We are the lion, we are fierce, and we can show up in the world as ourselves. I hope you found this video helpful. I really do hope you enjoy this wonderful full moon in the fiery Leo. Let me know in the comments below where you have Leo in your chart. Like I said, I'm a Leo moon, so I definitely get it. I hope to see you in another few weeks for my new moon in Pisces video, and I will see you in the next one.